If you're watching this video, it's because you're looking at getting something like this done. And I would love to share with you guys the good things and some of the bad things. I think what would scare people or scare you is that you're going to spend all this money, and then what if you don't like the results? Once you do something to your teeth, it's not, pliable. You can't reverse it. So if one dentist does this to your, cosmetically to your upper or lower teeth, whatever area you're having issues with, it's permanent. It's done. What's done is done. When I first walked into my dentist for life, they worked with digital smile designs, and it's like you are able to see what you could possibly look like. It's kind of crazy. You almost see like an AI version of yourself with your fresh teeth. It gave me a lot of confidence to decide to finally do it. Just stop with the negative thoughts and stuff like that. And when you get to see your own jaw up there, and then it's drawing out all these measurements of what your teeth should be, you're able to visualize with them. It was painless. They have this thing that just kind of like, it's like a camera, and they literally just, it's like they're just taking pictures of your teeth, and you're just watching it come up on the computer. You can see if your whole process is going to take 6 months, you can see right then and there within 10 minutes your 6-month process of like what it's going to look like. You get a nice idea. So that built security for me. That was like, that kind of like sold me with her approach to just doing things like, we're going to do all this work in phase 1, and then you have phase 2, and you're seeing the breakdown of everything. So was there pain involved? Absolutely. I think we all know, teeth are very, very surprisingly, tooth pain can very, very, be like the end of your day. But the way they do it here at my dentist for life is they'll obviously do the injections in the back first, and then go up. And as they approach the more front part of your jaw, that the previous shots should at least have it somewhat numb to where it kind of alleviates a little bit of that crazy, like, shocking feeling. The first good thing is your confidence, and you're actually gonna feel like yourself again. I always use this analogy. If you've ever seen the movie Click, he's got the remote and he doesn't understand what's happening, obviously, this magical remote, right? But he starts noticing that if he hits the fast forward button, his family's moving fast, or the reverse, and he's going back in previous times that just had happened, or when he presses pause. So my life was like kind of always on like pause. I always almost become shy. Like, I just avoid conversations. I would much rather be by myself, because the more you're with people, the more you got to talk, and the more you got to open your mouth and smile. And I didn't want to look like the curmudgeon, so I felt like out of sight, out of mind, But then you start feeling like you're living in that world where the movie Click, where he's, having anxiety and he's freaking out because he feels like no one's noticing him or anything like that, and it's his own family. So it's the same thing with your friends, and sooner or later you start distancing yourself, even from, it could even be your family, and your closest friends. That it changes you. You start seeing a little bit of yourself wither away. My front tooth, I had it's like a small chip, but to me, that was huge. Once I started getting it done, porcelain veneers weren't even on yet. When they put the composite, the resin, the temporaries, put the temporaries on, even then I was almost like, I could deal with this for the rest of my life. Like, the temporaries were better than my original teeth. If I never did this and I went 10 more years, it's like, I'm almost 50, 44, I'd be 44. And then what if I didn't do it again? I waited 4 more years, I'm 48, and then 50. So my life was on pause, and now with this smile, I'm hitting the play button, and it's gonna stay on the play button. I wouldn't go anywhere else. My dentist for life, I've probably told her one too many times, but it's like my, that's my dentist office for It's just, as long as she's in business, as long as this building's here, that I'm coming in through the front doors.